Game of the weekend. Round 3. Chicago, Illinois. The Indiana Fever led by Clayton and Clark taking on the Chicago Sky led by Angel Reese. Now the Indiana Fever hold a 2-1 edge over the Chicago Sky. A lot is around on this game currently. Before this game started, the Fever was in the 8th spot, and right below them at the 9th spot with the Chicago Sky. We also had the most anticipated Rookie of the Year race between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. That was also something to be looking forward to in this game and to see what happens. And those of you who caught the article that I wrote about that game, about this game going into it, is the rookie on the line? Is the rookie of the year on the line in this game? You know, those of you, some of you agree that it is because Caitlin Clark is up 2-0 on Angel Reese at the moment in time. And we had to see what happens down in Chi-Town for game 3. And Angel Reese game. Plain and simple. Angel Reese game. I don't care how y'all look at it. I don't care how you just set the game. If you watch the game like I did, this is the Angel Reese game, plain and simple. All right. Now, before I dive into Angel Reese, let's start on the Indiana side. All right. Indiana did very well. You know, they played very good. Lavisha Smith got you 12. Aaliyah Boston got you 18, 7, and 6. Kelsey Mitchell, 24 points. Kelsey Mitchell is a bucket. Okay. For whatever reason, when Indiana needs it the most, she's the one scoring. I don't know what it is, but when Indiana needs it, she's the one scoring, and it's great to see her score like that. Caitlin Clark doing her thing, 17 points, 13 assists. You know, sis boy, and she was diming the breaks off of Chicago for the first 3 quarters. Let's call it what it is, okay? For the first 3 quarters, she was diming the brace off them. All her assists was in the first 3 quarters. Well, I say that because she only scored 6 points. She grabbed 1 rebound and 0 assists in the 4th quarter. By the way, she helped you get a 15-point lead in the 3rd quarter, by the way, if I remember correctly. Let's go back. Let's go back here. Let's see. You know, it was a 1-point game in favor of the Indiana Fever going to halftime. They built a 15-point lead in the 3rd quarter. Chicago cut it down to 8 by the end of the quarter. And it started with Angel Reese. But you built a 15-point lead. And Caitlin Clark was killing it. Her and cool, I know you watching. So this is your moment to come in the chat and pat yourself on the back. Because not only Cool McCain, myself, and Cole Johnson been telling y'all, let Caitlin Clark and Leah Boston work on that 1-2 punch, and it's gonna be deadly. That's how they was winning the game. The 2-man game between Caitlin Clark and Leah Boston was unstoppable. It was on display, and I'm like, good Lord, if this keeps up and they really get that rhythm together, it's gonna be a problem in the WNBA. Because you have a rookie of the year in Leah Boston, who is a force to be reckoned with. And then everybody knows about Caitlin Clark because she's been practically famous since 2 years ago in college when she actually defeated Aaliyah Boston and the South Carolina Gamecocks in the Final Four before she ran up to Angel Reese and the LSU Tigers in the national championship game. So you have your guard and big man to play off each other. Kobe and Shaq, anybody? Penny and Shaq, Parker and Tim Duncan, Manager Ginobili and Tim Duncan. I mean, we're talking about guards and big men, all right? When you have that 1-2 punch like that, you use that to a team says enough is enough. But they didn't do that in the 4th quarter. And before you know it, Angel Reese was climbing herself and the Chicago Sky back into this game to a point where 25-16 leads to a W at home. Camila Cardoso also had a double-double with 16 and 10. It was good performance by her. She did good. She did very well. Kennedy Carter, 23 points with 5 dimes. Kennedy Carter, I'm just going to say this. Some of y'all might not like it. Most of y'all might not like it, but I'm going to say it. Watching Kenny Carter play, she reminds me. She reminds me of Allen Iverson. Because when she gets the ball, you ain't stopping her first step. Like she's blowing past anybody, and she's not afraid to go into the hole and take the bump. Like she reminds me of Allen Iverson. And then when she wants to pull up and hit, she can do it. Like I'm looking, I'm like, she plays like Allen Iverson. Like this is crazy. But this is me. I don't know about y'all, but Candy Carter reminds me of Allen Iverson watching her play. All right. But like I said, the story of this game is Angel Reese. All right. The second ever rookie in WNBA history to record a 25-15 game. The only other rookie to ever done that in the WNBA, quite frankly, is pretty much the front runner for MVP, Angel Wilson of the Las Vegas Aces. And by the way, speaking of that 25 and 16 performance by Angel Reese, that is a straight double-double, which is the most by a rookie in WNBA history. I came into this game saying Angel Reese was the front runner to me by a slim margin because when you think about it, she's doing it with double doubles, but Caitlin Clark does have 2 games on her. With that performance, she has a firm grip right now. Anything can change because we still got next month to get through for the Olympic break. Then we got August before we get to the playoffs in September. But for right now, Angel Reese has a firm grip on that Rookie of the Year award right now. As we sit here today, June 24th, 2024, Angel Reese has a firm grip with that performance she put on yesterday. Matter of fact, that game was the final game of the weekend, by the way. And what a way for that game to go out. What a way for the WNBA to go out in the weekend with that game. That performance by Angel Reese. Caitlin Clark did her things. Now, speaking of Caitlin Clark, I'm going to throw Caitlin Clark fans a bone here. She did have 5 turnovers, okay? If you look at her stat sheet, it would include 5 turnovers in this game. But Kelsey Mitchell, instead of you having a 30-point game, Kelsey Mitchell, you had a 24-point game because 3 of those turnovers that was counted towards Caitlin Clark was actually your fault. All you had to do was catch the ball, and you had a layup. You literally had a layup because Caitlin Clark is so good at getting the rebound, looking up the court, and finding whoever's leaked out. And she did it 3 times with you, and you fumbled the ball all 3 times. All 3 times. You had surefire layups 3 times. If you just catch the ball, you would have had a 30-piece game. And we probably ain't even talking about Angel Reese like we doing today. We probably be talking about you and what Caitlin Clark did getting you them balls because you leaked out and Caitlin Clark found you up court after she got the ball. Little things like that. I get it. It's on Caitlin Clark stats. I get it. But watching the game, if you watch the game, you know 3 of those turnovers actually is on Kelsey Mitchell. All she had to do was catch the ball. Catch the ball, make the layup. We having a different conversation today. ESPN ain't talking glowingly about Angel Reese. Fox Sports ain't talking glowingly about Angel Reese. We'll probably say she had a good game. She tried everything she could, but it was an L, and Caitlin Clark is up 3-0 on Angel Reese. That's what we would have been saying today. If Kelsey Mitchell just would have caught the ball and laid it up. Matter of fact, one of the plays made by Angel Reese is her catching the ball over 2 defenders and making a layup while getting fouled. You see the difference? One caught the ball, made the layup, and got an and 1. The other one fumbled it 3 times, and that's 6 points left off the board, and you only lost by 1. That's just me doing math, man. That's just me. That's just how I look at the game. You might not agree with it, but this is how I look at the game, being fair down the middle. 3 of them turnovers shouldn't be counted against Caitlin Clark. Should be counted against Kelsey Mitchell. That's my opinion. Even though she had a great game, 24 points, 5 of 10 from 3, 8 from 18 from the field. I get it. She could have had 30 points, though. She could have had 30 points. Easily. She easily could have had 30 points if she just would have caught the ball from Caitlin Clark and made the layup. And Caitlin Clark put it on point all 3. She put it on point all 3 times. Right on point. But hey, shout out to Angel Reese. Hell of a game. A game that I wanted to see from Angel Reese ever since she got drafted to the WNBA. Because we know all the talk was going to be on Caitlin Clark for obvious reasons, but The fact that Angel Reese put her best performance up against her biggest rival, because the media and the fans have made it that. Not saying Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark has made it a rivalry. They understand how the media and fans work, so they understand that they're gonna call it a rivalry, and they're just gonna play their game. And for her to do it on this stage when the world's watching, it wasn't nothing else to watch. Sunday afternoon at 4 p.m., everybody's watching this game, and to put that performance up, injuries, I am so proud of you. Way to go. That's how you do it. Keep it going. Keep it going. All right.